What do company logos on sports uniforms, virtual reality, and Canada Goose jackets have in common? The answer? Your next guest. Here now for a Power Lunch exclusive, Stephen Pagliuca. He is managing director at Bain Capital, part owner of the Boston Celtics, and his firm bought a majority stake in Canada Goose back in 2013. We spoke to you a couple years ago, Steve. It's good to chat with you again. It's a little warmer now than the last time you and I chatted. Before we get to sports, which is where you are and why we're talking to you, last year was a terrible year for the IPO market. You guys at Canada Goose obviously had a successful IPO. Do you think this will be a rebound year for IPOs? Because it's not looking that way, with the exception of yours and maybe one or two others.
Well, I think it's great to see that happening. I can't predict the future. IPOs, to be successful, have to be great companies, and we're very proud of Canada Goose, its track record, what it's done, and it's an exciting story. I wear the coat myself, and I certainly have many warm winters because of Canada Goose.
Are you worried about some of the bad behavior that we have seen, all the drama around Uber and all the Silicon Valley stuff? Does that influence the way that when you guys take a majority stake in a company, that you manage that? Do you go, hey, knock it off?
You know, we try to run the companies in a very responsible way, and if there are a lot of issues, we probably won't invest in the company. In today's world, the millennials and people in today's world really want a great product and a great company. We try to have a very high standard. As you know, Bain Capital stemmed out of Bain & Company, which was a consulting firm, and their kind of claim to fame was getting close to the customer, and that's what we try to do with our businesses.
All right, let's get back to the business of sports if we can here. Stephen, listen, you probably saw Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner's comments about teams sitting players. You know, Golden State sat basically almost the entire starting squad in San Antonio a few weeks ago. You have a responsibility to fans, but you also have a greater responsibility to fans of the Celtics. Where do you come across on this issue, which is picking up some steam?
Well, I think it's a very complex issue. I think it's going to be discussed at the upcoming Board of Governors meeting, and Adam is extremely thoughtful and at the forefront of most of these issues. It's a delicate balance. I think fans have every right to see the players play every night. We're
going back to the idea of fans and where your duty as a team owner lies, to the NBA or to the Celts?
Well, I think our duty lies to all those constituencies. We've got to do what's right for the players, what's right for the fans, what's right for the media partners. And that's why Adam Silver is convening a meeting and talking about this. What's a thoughtful way to do this? My gut bias is, I really would like the players to play if they can play. And there are legitimate injuries, and there's going to be a gray area. When can someone play? When there's stress fractures, for example. But I think Adam will come up with the owners with a thoughtful response, to this issue, to be fair to the fans, be fair to the media partners, be fair to the players.
One of my best friends played freshman basketball with you at Duke and told me to remind you of a circus shot you made in front of a full house at UNC. We'll talk about that later. But what is the solution?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he'll call you or something. What do you think the solution is to this problem of the teams resting players? Is it a scheduling issue primarily?
I don't think it's a scheduling issue. I think that there is not a solution yet, and I think you've seen maybe a dynamic in the last 2 or 3 years as people are, focused on the long term. Coaches in their defense are focused on the long term, and if players are under the weather or fatigued or need a break, they are giving them a break. That obviously causes dynamics with the media partners, with the fans. And I think we've got to look at this holistically and say, what is the fair solution for all of them? And I think Adam will do a great job getting the owners to have consensus on that.
Well, I think it's good to see he's ahead of the game here. You've got one of the best young coaches in basketball. Good luck to you.
And
go ahead.
That's your boy. Is that your son? Is Nick Pagliuca the current Duke player? Is that your son?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We're very proud of him. We had a tough game at Greenville. That was his last game, unfortunately. A sad moment for the Duke team, but we're very proud of him and very proud of that Duke team that fought so hard. NCAA tournament is fantastic, and a lot of great teams out there, a lot of parity. You never know what's going to happen. But South Carolina played really, really well, but I'm proud of the Duke team and Nick's run there.
Out of the pool.
For the record, I was the worst player on the worst Duke team in the last 50 years. It's kind of like Bob Beeman's long jump record that won't be broken.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.